Hey my friend, it's George Carroll. Welcome to video 1 of 6. And in this video, we're going to be exploring the importance of discovering your target audience and developing core messaging. So remember back in the day, they used to use those dials, right? Where you used to dial the radio and between channels there was all this static and all this noise. And eventually you find a clear channel and you pick up on the frequency that's being put out by the radio station, then you line up with it and all of a sudden, boom, you can hear them. Well, us as change agents is very much like that when developing a target audience. Is we know that not all people are going to listen to country music. Not all people are going to be listening to rap music. Not all people can be listening to soul music. Those radios send out a certain frequency, so the people who resonate with the frequency tune in and listen to their music. Well, consider yourself a radio station, and you're sending out with your messaging, with your targeting. You're sending out a frequency. But the question is it landing in the places where it needs to land? Is it connecting with the people that you want to connect to? The challenge is most people have a radio station, but they're not getting it in front of the right people. Imagine, selling milk to people who are lactose intolerant. That's just not going to work. So you got to get your message clear, and you got to know, first off, who's your target audience? Who are the people that you're serving based on your skills, abilities, talents, and capacities? And then how do you organize core messaging and communication around all of that so that you can connect with the people who are waiting to hear your channel? So that's the importance of developing a target audience, is that you know who you're talking to, and your communication and marketing can be so much more fine-tuned as a result of that. If you're like most change agents, at least in the beginning, your span is wide and it's not necessarily deep. Right? We're trying to get our message out to everybody and anybody who will hear it. And what happens is over the course of time, you fine tune and you go deep to a specific target audience based on the business that you're building. So for example, if you have a one-on-one business and you work with singles and you work with them over time to help them do the inner work required to help them discover and find the love of their life or their soulmate or whatever it is that kind of work that you do, that's your one-on-one practice is built on the target audience of single people looking for love. That's a simple target audience that you can utilize. But let's say you're still a relationships coach, and you do retreats that are more for people who are married or who are in relationship that want to take their love deeper. Your target audience is going to be different than your one-on-one business. So, for example, I have a business called Become a Published Author in 126 Days. And it's a mastermind that I launch about twice a year, and it's full of first-time aspiring authors. And that's who my target audience is first-time aspiring authors, people who say, God, I know there's a book in me that I just haven't written it yet. People who say, gosh, I should write a book. People who get told they should write a book. People who have a powerful story, upbringing that they've come through that they should organize in a book that they need to get out to the world. So that's one of my businesses, and so that's my target audience for that business. So we have multiple businesses as change agents, or at least we should. And based on the business and who our target audience is how we should begin to think how we can organize our core messaging around those people and direct it at those people so that they can hear us. Because the key is you want to develop a message and consistent communication that lives in the frequency of your target audience. That's what helps your business really get heard through the noise. So in Business School for Change Agents, that's the first module that we're going to be focusing on. So if you don't have a target audience right now, if you don't have any kind of core messaging or core communication strategies in place on how you can pierce and weave yourself through the noise and really connect with and grab those people who are meant for your work, who are meant to be connected with your brilliance, because think about it. How much magic and brilliance do you have that you haven't been able to really get out into the world because people can't hear you? And maybe it's because you haven't fine-tuned enough your target audience in a way that lets them say, oh, I get it now. So many people sign up for my programs because they say, everything that you said, it's like you almost read my mind. Well, how do you develop a business where you can literally read the mind of your potential clients in a way where you're handling some of their objections up front, where you're really connecting with some of their pains and some of their aspirations, or what I call their desperations and their aspirations? What keeps them up at night? What are they striving toward? How do you build a business around all of that so that it expands because you're clear on what you offer? So I'll end with just a quick story about how I came to focusing on working with change agents with this particular business. Is early on when I started my business, I started off with my business name as Inner Resonant Awareness. It was an acronym for my middle name, and I thought it was cool, but nobody else knew what the hell it was. I'd go to networking events, and people would say, "What kind of work do you do?" I said, well, "Inner Resonant Awareness," and they would kind of look at me like, "What the hell does that mean?" They wouldn't say those words, but that's what their face was saying. So after a while, I thought, "Man, this isn't really connecting with people. I got to change it." So I've been trained in hypnotherapy, so began telling people, "Hey, I'm a hypnotherapist." And all of a sudden people would uh, like kind of glaze over, and then their defenses would come up because they thought I was going to hypnotize them in the moment or something. I don't know what it was, but I thought, okay, this isn't working either. And then I finally shifted everything and I started calling myself an NLP breakthrough coach. And for some reason or another, that started really sticking. And so I started working with people one on one, and I was just an NLP breakthrough coach, helping people overcome some internal limitations. And then I started working with a lot more people, both free and paid. And by the way, if you're just getting started, start working with a lot of people for free so you can build the skill of change, helping people create change. So work with a lot of people for free, a lot of people paid. And then I started to realize, well, there's a certain group of people that I'm noticing that I actually love working with. Realize they're entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs have more of a capacity and a desire to change because they're moving towards something and they're not moving away from anything particularly. So I began working with entrepreneurs. I began calling myself business breakthrough coach for entrepreneurs. And then after a while, I started looking at that group of people that I worked with, and in that group of people, I even realized there was a sort of a separation happening. I thought, okay, there's entrepreneurs, and then there's this group of people. This group of people turned out to be change agents, people who are heart-centered entrepreneurs, more spiritual entrepreneurs. And so I started working with these people, and after a while, I realized that, who I was serving is actually who I was. The journey that I had overcome was how to build a business that produces income with my gifts, and that's what I realized so many people require. And so Business School for Change Agents is really a 6-month organization of modules and training and masterminds to help you build your live presentation business and your virtual presentation business, all to fill your one-on-one practice. That's the fastest, most powerful strategic model for growing your one-on-one business that I've ever seen. And so I'm going to be working with 24 people throughout the whole world who want to focus on those two arenas to really build their one-on-one practice. So if you're at a point in your business where your one-on-one business is kind of trickling, it's dripping, but it's not really flooding or flushing or really or gushing with being fully booked, then maybe Business School for Change Agents is for you. So there's a link below to learn more, and if it is, awesome, come play with us. Spots are limited, time is running out, and if it's for you, you'll know. I'm not going to try to sell you or tell you anything, but if you want to click the link below, you'll be able to learn all the information. And if it is right for you, jump in with us. It's going to be a really powerful journey, and you're going to be getting another video. This is simply video number 1. I'm going to be sending another video, video number 2, and that is going to be all about, let me scroll down here, creating valuable-based content and your free offer. So look out for that video, and if Business School for Change Agents 2015 fall semester is right for you, you'll know.